The stakes are high today in the Arrive Alive Cup. It is the second semi-final, and we see the Queensland champions, Keebra Park State High, taking on Farah Agricultural from Tamworth in New South Wales. And we've been in commentary, the one and only Brad Fittler. What's your read on this one, Freddie?
Bossy, I haven't had a chance to see Keebra Park High live yet, but I have seen Farah Agricultural High. They did a great number on Westfield only a couple of weeks ago, so I'm looking forward to today.
And what we know about Keebra Park is they have beaten some great schools to get to this point. 2 starts ago, they beat Palm Beach Currumbin, a school that a lot of people had as one of the favourites for this year's title.
Exactly, and we're seeing the best of Queensland. Also, this is a school Benji Marshall went to 2 years ago, so they've got to have something for them.
Let's look at the fact sheets for the 2 schools. First of all, for Farah Agricultural.
This school opened in 1939. They beat Holy Cross in the quarterfinals 18-4. This is the 3rd time they're in the semi-finals, 1981, 1991. So a big year for the school.
And this is how they'll line up today. Their side, Laurie at fullback, Price and Moore on the wings, Mitchell and Russ in the centres. The halves, Hasler and Plate, a very clever pair. And the forwards, Oxford, Lewis, White, Paish, Colley and Ayres. And the interchange bench is Swain, McHatton, McKenzie and Alexander. The coach is Darren Smith. Now, I can show you some of the highlights from their round of 16 match against Westfields that you mentioned, Brad. One of the most impressive things, the effort of their back row. What a hard-working pack of forwards they've got.
This is what their whole team's got. They're really hard-working side. You can really see they come up from the country, just good young farmers, mate. They work their
guts out.
Their guts out. They work their guts out together. Zach Russ plays in the centres, played New South Wales this year. Quality outfit. Yeah,
Zach Russ, the centre number 4. You're going to see a lot of him. He's got that big game experience. Played before Origin this year in New South Wales under 17s. So you're basing it on the work ethic of the country boys because they're all boarders. They're from all over the state.
That's what I'm based on. I've played these sort of kids before and they're all tough.
All right, let's look at the fact sheet then for Keebra Park State High. This school that has that affiliation with the West Tigers.
Yeah, it does. It opened in 1973, a relatively new school. And like we said, although they're stuck up in Queensland, they do have an affiliation with West Tigers.
Lots of their players on scholarship with the Tigers. We'll identify them throughout the call. This is their side today. Parada at fullback, Mutu and Matenga on the wings. The centres, Wihongi, Sia and Half. The halves, McDonald and Poland. And the forwards, Leary, Thompson, Teo, Byrne, Francis and Retzlaff. And the bench for them, Campbell, McGill, DePaul, Sullivan. The coach, Greg Glendon, a long-time servant of Schoolboy Rugby League. Now, this is their effort against Kerwin in the Queensland final that you've watched off tape, Freddie. They're a side that have got a lot of attacking guns in them. Perhaps another Benji Marshall there somewhere.
Well, that's what you see with this side. They've got plenty of flair. They shift the ball wide. They really chance their hand at every opportunity. So I think today what you're going to see is not a dull game at all.
And what we talk about in the NRL, good hooker, good halfback, good fullback. That's what Keebra Park have. The fullback, Matthew Parada, you're going to see today, the number 1, a junior Kiwi, a fine talent. That's Keebra Park celebrating their win in the Queensland final. What a thrill and what a stadium for these young men to play at in a semi-final of the Arrive Alive Cup. Endeavour Sports High, the defending champs, they're already through to the grand final. And for Farah, they're looking to qualify for their first final. Martin Lewis in the second row, real play to watch. An Australian schoolboy rep this year. Comes up against a few junior Kiwis that he met earlier this season. And the Queensland champions, Keebra Park. Last time out beating Kerwin. Before that, winners over Palm Beach Currumbin. They're not total strangers to the big end of season matches. Cup semi-finals back in 94. Beaten Cup finalist in 1987. That their lone appearance in the decider. What a good back rower they have in Ben Teo. He is a junior Kiwi and a Tigers scholarship holder. Keep your eyes on the number 11. Alan Shortall referee for this one. Just 3 teams still in contention for the 2005 Arrive Alive Cup. The premier title in Schoolboy Rugby League. And what a tradition to live up to. Keebra Park running from right to left in the first half. And working forward with Herman Retzlaff. They have half a dozen players under wraps, under scholarship with the Tigers. Here's Wahongi Sia. Depth across the 17 that you're going to see today. Taking on a team of goers from Farah, played there by Tim Leary. And the kick will come from Matt Francis. Well before the last, not a deep kick. Fielded there by Nicholas Moore. And Farah have their first possession of the match. The two halves led the chase. Dane McDonald and Jimmy Poland. So Farah in possession, lost ball. Referee had called held. It was against the fullback Andrew Laurie. So advantage Keebra Park.
I like that tactic from Keebra Park. Opening to a big game. 3 tackles up, dummy half kicking, forcing the opposition on the back foot, and then some solid defence forces the error. Perfect start from Keebra Park.
Gould with us again in commentary today. Keebra Park in possession, 40 metres out from the line. Here's Parada, big fullback, big and strong. And his first touch makes 20 metres. And another of the junior Kiwi reps in the side. Now for half. 15 metres out from the line. Early test for Farah in defence. Worked forward now by Bodine Thompson. And taken the crossfield there in the tackle of Collie. But now only 10 out, right in front of the Farah posts. Farah one mistake and they find themselves under pressure. And working forward is Teo. Power at his first run of the match. We told you he's one to watch. And he has scored from 10 metres out. And a 4-0 scoreline to Keebra Park.
A good old-fashioned set play here. A couple of switcheroos behind the play of the ball. Matt Francis, 1 dummy, 2 dummy. Big fellow up the middle of the ruck. Unstoppable. Teo crashes across for the first try of the game. They took 4 plays to set up for it, but they knew what they were doing. Opening score to Keebra Park.
Fullback Parada has the kick. Did a reasonable job in the Queensland final, which doubles as a quarter-final in the competition. Great start for Keebra Park. Second semi-final, leading Farah by 6 points to 0. Farah come back for their second kick-off of the match with Gavin White. Again, they go for the one that'll come down outside the 10. Hanging up there. And chased through by Martin Lewis to make the tackle. So Keebra Park leading by 6 points to 0. Winner today to play Endeavour Sports High in the final. You'll see that as part of Channel 9's coverage, grand final day. Back to the 30-metre line with Mutu. Now followed up by Retzlaff. He's made a strong start to the match. A lot of purpose in his run. Second kick now for Matt Francis. Laurie is across there, able to cut it off. And Laurie keen to make up for his first mistake.
Another great set of 6 coming out of trouble by Keebra Park. Every one of their runners just seems to be finding their belly at the moment. Once again, kicking on the 3rd or 4th tackle, catching out the Farah winger and fullback. And they've just given away a penalty. We'll see what Farah can do from here with a bit of field.
Most of these players borders at the college from parts far and wide across New South Wales, the representatives of Farah. On halfway, Farah with a restart of play, and back comes Lewis. Lewis picked up by the defence and driven backwards. The drive was led by Mark Campbell. Just on and makes his mark with his very first tackle. Played up. Almost through the gap there, 42 metres out from the line. Here's this time for McHatton. He can play this young Blake Angus. He's only 16 years of age. Hasler across this time with Mitchell, driven towards the sideline. Mitchell got a hand there from his teammate Price to keep him in the field of play. Ayres with it, 25 from the line. Hasler, Plater, along with Oxford. He's got Russ, he's going to send Russ on the chase on the kick. Getting back is Mutu, and he's there for Keebra Park. Line drop out, and they attack that right side again.
I like those 2 players, Chris Oxford and Zach Russ on the left-hand side of the field. That's Zach Russ with the headgear. Here's a nice tackle in the middle of the field there, driving them back. With some good play here. Oxford again, sorry, just putting the big ball into the in goal. And Zach Russ very quickly onto it to force the line drop out.
Keebra Park soaking up plenty of time before their line drop out from Parada. He goes straight down the centre, trapped on the boot of Laurie. Ready to run back again goes Angus McHatton. That's great name.
Where's he come from, Angus McHatton?
Well, somewhere down the line, I think the heritage would be Scotland.
I'm pretty sure.
But more recently, he's from Nyangula. And now the ball with Glenn Plater. And if you've driven through Niangala, there ain't a whole lot there. 25 metres out from the line. And Farah attack with their hooker airs. Try to fend there on McGill. McGill was having none of it. 19 out from the line with Hasler. They attack the side of Zach Russ again. This time combines with Oxford. Oxford squeezes the pass out. It's been called forward. It's as close as they've come so far. But it is all happening between the same players, Oxford and Russ. And this time Oxford, the last pass.
It's a bit of a line call maybe. He's looking extremely dangerous down the left side there, Chris Oxford. The first time he took the ball, the second time he's kicked the ball, and the third time there he's offloaded while during a tackle. Fair bit of artillery he's carrying there, Chris Oxford.
Here we go.
10 out from the line in Keebra Park. Coming up with a scrum win, a try in the opening minutes of the match. But since then, the greater opportunities with Farah. 15 out from their line. And our thanks again to the sponsors, the NAA Arrive Alive Cup. Great support for Junior Rugby League and Junior Sport. You can visit the website, lots of promotions running there, www.arrivealive.com.au. And a penalty here goes the way of Keebra Park. Going to allow the Queensland school to get just a bit of a roll on here and outside their half. It's our man Angus who's been pinged.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous there in the tackle. But it gives Keebra Park an opportunity to find some ground, and they've been very good with their set plays today. 2 set plays, one scored a try, one opened up an opportunity. They've obviously worked very hard in rehearsing a few things just for this semi-final.
Ball is with Campbell. Campbell is 45 metres out from the Farah line. And this is called ready to rumble stuff from McGill. The bench has come on. Campbell and McGill, they've had an impact straight away, defence and attack. It's good stuff. McDonald up. 15 metres out from the line. So Farah put to the test again. And this is Poland. He looked right, he looked left. He's still with the ball, Poland. A fend and away and then a step over the top of the fullback. And Jimmy Poland has come up with a solo try. I don't know how he beat the first and the second, but it was all power and determination to get him over the third and the fourth.
Well, last time we saw Keebra Park, Jimmy Poland got knocked out in the first tackle of the game. What's this for determination from a halfback? Into the line, backs up. What have I got? Another dummy. Through he goes again. Beats the tackle there of Ayres and is able to stretch out and get to the line. Nice individual effort. Looked inside, looked outside. Pushes off Angus McHatton. Pushes off another one. Big right foot step. Determination. Gets it over the line. Great individual try. Jimmy Poland.
Parada's second kick for the day. He's 12 in from touch. He's 20 metres out. And this for a 12-0 lead. As we mentioned before, a junior Kiwi rep at the back for Keebra Park. The kick across and over. A 12-0 scoreline here in the second semi. They're not big in number, but there's still some hearty support here. 12-0 Keebra Park over Farah. 2 tries to 0. Farah will feel they're not the 12-point worst side, but this isn't going to help. They are down 12-0 and they've just put it out on the full. And a penalty centre of halfway.
They like their first half again, Farah. They've been on the wrong foot right from the start. They failed to find touch from a penalty, and this time from a kick-off. Well, he's nearly put that in the grandstand. That's a bad penalty just before the break.
It's not a great option, but I do like the idea of putting the ball high in the air and competing for it off the kick-off. If you can come up with one of them, that can really turn a game.
Stuart Burns had a good half for Keebra Park. Can get a whole lot of game time in the Queensland final. A lot more today, though. McDonald out wider here with Retzlaff, the front rower, running out in the centres. There's 3 defenders around him, and he carried them to the 20. Herman Retzlaff. McDonald almost forward there to Thompson. Slow motion stuff, 15 metres out from the line. And then a knock on as he was getting up. Probably a little bit of justice there for Farah.
Their forwards have been very good running the ball today, Farah. Bentio scored the first try. Bodine Thompson's had some nice runs. Stuart Burns taking the ball up well, so too has Retzlaff. And this Anthony McGill from the bench has been good as well. Sloppy play the ball there. But every time these big forwards run the ball, they're muscling their way over the advantage line really easily. Farah's got to contend with that.
Scrum won by Farah, but they're deep inside their territory. Coming up to half-time, trailing by 12 points to 0. Beaten recently by Endeavour in the semi-finals of the University Shield. They've lost it here. It's been stripped. Penalty to Farah. But in that loss in the Uni Shield to Endeavour, they had a try disallowed right on full time. That had it have been allowed, they would have won.
That's your skipper.
Good strong hit coming across.
He
Brad
might have,
DePaul.
he still had control of it. Your Black's knocked it out, so that's what we've got to do.
And Matt Francis up there as captain. Whenever they've had a chance, they have slowed things down, Keebra Park, on restarts. Now a caution.
Line, red line.
And Farah fighting touch on halfway. Time for them to post points before half-time. And coming to centre field there with Lewis, the captain, met by 3 defenders, led by DePaul. Swain is out there now as dummy half. This is back for McHatton. Certainly can't question his work rate. Since coming on, he's been the #1 man in the forward pack. Swain for his first run. Able to make 10, gets inside the Keebra Park 40. Pretty simple set so far from Farah. Now with Hasler, a step up to the line. Flick out the back and the Retzlaff tackle. Just able to keep it alive, and Alexander. Quick play the ball to their left side where they've had some success. Lewis held that time. 15 metres out, last tackle. Swain and across with Plater. He kicks and it's not his best. He was caught in two minds. Over the top, thrown there by Colley. Still play on for Oxford. He's 10 metres out. He keeps it alive for Price. And then he is taken over the top by Matanga, and the touch judge comes straight in.
Now we may have a penalty here. Some nice skill here shown by the Farah side to keep the ball alive. That created a little bit of panic in the Keebra Park defence.
That tackle, that last tackle, high, just right around the bit high.
Yeah.
But who was thought it was?
Just high. Can you hold the mark for me? Just don't.
And Matanga there, one around the shoulders. But that's brought on by panic defence. They could just feel they were starting to get outnumbered with all the offloads, and suddenly one player rushes in trying to close it down. He did a good job, just a little bit too high. The linesman's caught him for a penalty.
And play held up. Injury for Keebra Park at the moment. Now Stuart Byrne going to be taken off on the Medicab for Keebra Park. He had a big half. It was a head clash that caused the problem with his own centre right in the face with Damon Half. One would suggest that might be the end of the day for Byrne. Play on though for Farah. 20 metres out from the line, and Hasler throws deep for Laurie, and Laurie has to come back in field, and the Hunters are packed. The Keebra Park defenders, Brad DePaul there. 20 metres out, Hasler kicks. Looked to be offside the lock forward Oxford. It's gone too deep in any case, and Parada's able to watch it go over the dead ball line, and they can come back to the 20-metre mark for a restart. And I wouldn't think under any great hurry coming up to half-time. And Parada takes the run. 2 tries in the first half. But a half not without opportunity for Farah. Good run there by the centre half. 42 from their own line. And Thompson, another star performer from this first half for Keebra Park. Francis, this will be the last play of the half. McDonald's kick on the bounce to Laurie. Laurie able to show the ball and takes the tackle. And that is half-time in the second semi-final of the Arrive Alive Cup. Keebra Park looking to qualify for only the second time in the school's history for the final. And they're in the box seat right now. We'll take a break. The Queensland champions leading Farah Agricultural High by 12 points to 0. Welcome back to Telstra Stadium, venue today for the second semi in the Arrive Alive Cup, and Keebra Park leading Farah by 12 points to 0. And you can see a lot of the Farah students have made the trip down to support their buddies today. Brad Fittler down with the teams at half-time. Brad, what do you think Keebra Park have got to do to go on with this?
Well, see, I don't think they've got to do much different to what they did in the first half, mate. They dominated from the start. The forwards just ripped in. They dominated, they kicked, they chased hard. They come over with a great try off set play. One off an individual piece of brings, they ticked off all the boxes. On the other hand, Farah Agricultural High, they looked a bit overawed. They come here, the big atmosphere of the semi-final. They had great success down the left-hand side over there with Oxford and Russ. I think they can get the ball over there a bit more. They might come out with a bit of luck and a few points. Let's see what happens, mate.
Second half then, with Keebra Park from left to right. And a 12-point margin. And Farah with the ball with Nicholas Colley. They went close to scoring in the first half, and as Freddie mentioned, it was that left side attack that almost got them there. And back with Colley off an offload on the fingertips there, knocked on there by Swain, knocked on forward, but back to a teammate. Just a little tap on. And Farah with the ball 25 metres out from their own line. Swain coming up left side with Lewis. Lewis held in the tackle of Tio, scored the first try of the match in the opening minutes. Hasn't quite been as devastating as the Queensland final today. Kick charged down there by the front row, Retzlaff, and fielded now by Thompson. Not getting a clean kick away was Hasler, and Keebra Park goes straight on the attack to start the second half. 15 metres out, Campbell picked up there by Swain, but they are 11 metres from the line. What a chance to post their third try. Back with Tio. The ball wrapped up over the top there by Hasler. 5 metres from the line. Francis, switch of play. Parada into the line, running at Oxford. And Oxford and Russ combine in defence, and they combine well. Wahongi Sia. And then Tio forced to change the angle. And come back at Russ on tackle number 5. With it is Poland, and Laurie made a play at it and touched it on the way through, line dropout. He looked for the on-the-run play on a kick that was pretty strong off the boot.
Well, they've flown out of the blocks in the second half as well, Keebra Park here. A great charge down by Retzlaff, put them on the attack. I don't know whether that clean bowled him or not. He took a play at it. Referees ruled that he touched it. More opportunity here for Keebra Park.
Line drop out from Gavin White. Keebra Park in possession, 25 metres away from the Farah line. And lots of players ready to take another run, ready to rip into this defence. Francis, here's a bloke that does rip in, Campbell. Gee, they've been good, the bench players for Keebra Park. What advantage that is to have the depth. Big forwards coming off the bench at schoolboy level. Out wide here with Half. He also has been strong in the centres, held that time by Mitchell. Only 5 away, leading by 12 points to 0. Francis from dummy half. The captain has got on the board. He looked up, he saw the try line, and he wasn't to be denied. 16 points to 0.
Well, like all good dummy halves, he did look up. He saw that they were a little bit short on the line side there. A good run there by Parada. People move on the outside. That took the defence's attention, and he's able to throw the dummy and sneak in himself. Good awareness there by the hooker, and a great start to the second half for Keebra Park. Matt Francis, well done.
Parada, 2 from 2 today. This one 10 metres in from touch. Young fullback, he's got it going again. Here's another plus for them if they are the team to advance to the final. A good goal kicker, a good fullback. 18 points to 0 to Keebra Park. The assignment is getting very, very tough now for Farah. They've gone for that high restart again. It comes down 15 metres out. A little shorter, and I guess they'd get a play at the ball. Here is McGill.
Pretty much an identical start, Bossy, to the first half. A set of 6 by Keebra, a mistake by Farah, a try by Keebra.
Nice tackle on Tio there by Lewis. Not an easy man to contain, and now Mutu picked up. Farah getting physical, but trailing by 18 points to 0. There's still plenty of running left, and there's Keebra Park side. Boy, is there some running. The pass by McDonald to the front rower. Kept going now, back for McDonald. He'll sprint away to score. That's the best try of the match. Dane McDonald goes over. Didn't he find some size, and the man to offload to, Retzlaff, just exploded through the gap.
It's like they've been setting this try up the whole game. Very few of their forwards have really looked to offload the ball. Here he just goes through a gaping hole. Support on his left. And more support. They're coming from everywhere. And Dane McDonald started the try. Supports to finish the try. Nice take. There's more Keebra players in support. And it's going to be a hard battle to win it from here for Farah.
Parada goes up again. Same point as the last one. 10 in from touch. This time wide of the post. His first miss of the day. It's impressive on the board though for Keebra Park and their coach Greg Lennon. 22-0. Yet another kick-off for Gavin White. They get higher and higher, these restarts. They're not the school with the West Tigers affiliation, but they kick the restarts like Pat Richards.
Might have to check their kicking too, I think, Bossy.
The skullduggery you're suggesting, Brad?
Plenty of skullduggery.
Here's Keebra Park. Oh, and another big tackle from Farah. Pat on the back there for the front rower, Collie. He came up and he got his man. Now Retzlaff with a big charge. Bumped away from one. Have a look at this tackle though of Collie. Front rower with a few of his mates there. Ayres and Lewis to assist. In the meantime, the kick downfield fielded by Moore. And a terrific chase there by Keebra Park. 25 away. Now to dummy half they go with Price. Ball has been stripped. Penalty for Farah. They need everything they can get at this stage. They want to do everything in double speed as well.
They look a little dispirited. It's like they've lost contact with the game. Emotionally, you come down for a big contest like this and you're up for it. Suddenly the scoreboard runs against you. The simple plays you've been doing aren't working. The opposition's muscling over the top of you. They'd like a nice finish to this game. 16 minutes to go. A try now would lift their spirits.
Well, their supporters are still singing and chanting, so they're going to try and urge them on. Here's Pace with the ball. 31 metres from the line. Farah Memorial Agricultural High. And Gavin White. Tackle 28 metres. There's their schoolmates. They're giving it everything they've got. Hasler, nice play. But the defence waiting and getting close to that sideline as well. So Russ slips into dummy half. He wants to see a bit of good ball down this end of the field. The high ball there from Oxford. This is a good bomb out to the corner. It comes down in open space. It was allowed to bounce. And then Parada says, I've had enough of that. And gets in there with a jump to take it. Keebra Park back in possession. 10 in from their own line. First time we've seen Oxford kick like that. Put a shorter kick in earlier. So Keebra Park, 4 tries to 0. 2 in each half at this stage. Collie went for another hit. That was on Retzlaff. He was able to come again.
Well, when I say the Keebra Park has out-muscled Farah, they haven't out-muscled Nicholas Collie. He's got in for his chop today, in defence and attack. Really one of the few Farah forwards that stood up to this onslaught from the Keebra Park side.
Last tackle. And Keebra passing very deep for the kick. Parada, and it's good off the boot as well. He's got Laurie chasing back and Sam Price. Price chases across field in goal. Here goes Price, looks up. 6 and 7 chases there.
The thing, Bossy, that's impressed me the most while calling the Arrival Live Cup this year is the intelligence of some of these young kids. The attitude in which Keebra Park have come here. They've come here with an attitude, we'd rather defend down there than attack in our own end. And it's just a perfect recipe for semi-final football.
Here's Zach Russ. Able to stand and offload. And Martin Lewis able to steal another 3 or 4 metres, but only as far as their own 20. Farah with Ayres. Now Collie gets a chance to run and a chance for the defence to get some of their own back.
Oh, he loves it, Collie. He's been good.
What about the head wobble, Gus?
Down the short side now. Well done by Martin Lewis. Lewis still going inside the 40. Keeping the arms free. Got the offload to Russ.
Beautiful play.
That is tremendous skill from Martin Lewis, the captain of Farah. Hasler, 15 metres out from the line. Kicks back, knocked down by the halfback Poland. It has to be a knock-on against Keebra, if not an offside play.
You would think so. I thought they could have done a little bit more with this fifth tackle option down the short side. They had the numbers, they had space, but Hasler ran away from support and came up with the kick. Here's the run from Lewis. Good little dummy, bit of a shimmy. Off he goes, palms his own man off. No one was going to get in his way. And a beautiful offload to Russ. And then down the short side. They've got numbers. They've got Keebra Park at 6s and 7s. And he just heads back in field with a little kick and the knock on there from Poland.
So scrum one for Farah, and they bring Russ straight into the play. Parada comes up with a tackle, forces the turnover, and Keebra Park in possession. A little bit of class too about Matthew Parada for Keebra Park.
Well, they've had 4 or 5 vital turnovers today, Farah. They've failed to kick out from a penalty restart. They've kicked out on the full from a kick-off. These are the sorts of errors you don't want to make in big games. Keebra Park have now come up with an error in the play the ball. But Farah would be disappointed with just the ball control and discipline at vital stages of the game. I like this winger Matenga too. He's tried to play the ball too quickly there. He's been watching the big boys do that on TV. No wonder kids are doing it. Fellas in the NRL do that all the time. He's a good player, Matenga. He got points in our last game when Keebra Park won.
Now we go. Hold. Out.
Scrum one, and Hasler drifts across, keeps looking for Russ, and Russ really, as he tackled, he's able to offload. Hasler's again with it, and here is more, and a hit front on there by Mutu. 20 metres out from the line. Hasler. They trail by 22 points to 0, and that time Ayres copped the shoulder of DePaul. Laurie. Swain runs up and is well handled by the defence. Front on, Francis. One of the try scorers today for Keebra Park. Hasler, Colley, back for Hasler, on for Russ. He'll be hard to stop from there. Russ stands, doesn't look to pass that time. And wrapped up in the tackle of Wihongi Sia. Play the ball for Price. Turning and passing is Hasler. Swain along then with White. Ball is turned over. Here's trouble. Throw away Keebra Park getting across to Swain. Good chase. Makes the tackle on McDonald. There weren't too many coming across in cover. But Swain was able to make the tackle and then makes another now on Thompson. 5 metres inside the Farah half. So they've had opportunities. They've had opportunities to post points. I suppose you've got to give some credit to Keebra Park for their defensive effort on their own goal line. 22-0 is impressive stuff in a semi-final. The kick over the top from Parada has just bounced over the sideline.
That's all you need to do when you're 22-0 up, to over the sideline, wear down the clock. I can't understand Farah. In the first half, they had some good opportunities down the left-hand side of the field with Oxford and Russ working together as a team. But since that time, Oxford has moved out to the right-hand side of the field. I like this kid Parada too. He's a big kid, hasn't had a lot of ball today, but big and mobile and strong for a fullback. Kick goals well.
I love the fact that he's tough enough to have tattoos at school. My parents would never have let me have that.
Good point from Brad Fittler, former Australian captain, former star with Cambridge Park High. Farah are in possession, 25 out from their own line. Ayres, they're trying to play it as fast as they can, as fast as Keebra Park will let them. They'll get a penalty here. White was keen to wrestle on the ground. A little bit of back chat. So march 10 metres. Thompson not happy with either of those calls. Oxford takes the tap. Able to run. There with Ayres. And Ayres has dumped 38 metres out from the line. Running out of time though, Farah. Hasler for Colley. Colley tackled 30 metres away from the Keebra Park line. They're the Queensland champions, Keebra Park. Leading by 22 points to 0. Swain away for Paish. And ridden to ground on the tackle of McDonald. Only 15 metres away, but they go right when they had success left in the first half. And the defence able to gobble them up there. The tackle of Thompson. 10 metres from the line. This is the chance to come left. Worked across through Lewis. Lewis kicks, sending Collie the front rower on the chase. Fielded by Mutu. Chased across field by Lewis. Line drop out, Keebra Park. They've had all the answers, the Queensland champs. Line drop out inside the final 10 of the match. Not trapped there, but bounced nicely for Mackenzie. Here goes Mackenzie, 3 willing defenders waiting for him. Hasler. Collie with another run. For your benefit, Gus, he hails from Tottenham, which is out near Parks. One of the borders at the college. Here's Ayres, 15 metres from the line. We've been impressed with Nicholas Collie, the number 10. Now from dummy half goes Laurie. Runs at Parada. And held up by Francis. 5 away. Right in front. Farah still looking for their first try of the day. Ayres has a go. Unsuccessful. And Hill to the left. Hasler. Kick. Got the weight on it. Watched over and then taken over the dead ball line by Parada.
Nicely done by Hasler. It's not an easy kick to make there to keep it in the in goal. Just put it on the toe, dribbled it into the goal area there to get another line drop out. A little break here by the fullback, just ducked in under there, couldn't quite beat Parada and held up close to the line. From there, Ayres had a dab from dummy half and he too was pulled up.
It's like watching John Docking, the former Sharks fullback, watching Andrew Laurie in the headgear, the blue headgear at that for Farah. Here goes Collie again. And held in the tackle of Sullivan.
He's a good one, Collie. He's a good one. He's a big, strong country boy. Don't worry about him.
Zach Russ, 25 metres from the line. There you have an example of the defence. 2 and 3 in every tackle, led by McGill. Here is Oxford. Oxford going to the right where he had success on the left side. They're 15 from the line. He's with it. Oxford passes across for Hasler. Collie's got another touch of the ball. He's everywhere at the moment. Held in the tackle of Poland and also Teo. Keebra Park keen to keep their line intact. Leading by 22 points. Sunil Russ has put it down as he approached Wahongi Sia. Keebra Park have possession, but no advantage played, so knock on both ways.
Starting to get a bit disheartened, the Farah boys. Here we go. Zach Russ puts one down. Their last 4 chances, they've had to put grubbers through. That's a big rap for the Keebra Park defence.
I think from what we've seen today, Keebra Park have gotten the muscle to really match it with Endeavour. Endeavour have monstered all the teams they've played so far this year. But Keebra Park have got presence about them, physical size. And their game is well suited to finals football. That'll be great Arrive Alive Cup final.
Stop.
That too.
Back off. Second, stay up, Farah. Reach your back, take your loose, push till it's in. Now we go.
10 metres out, and Matt Francis with a scrum win against the feed. Laurie runs onto the Oxford pass. 5 away, picked up there by Ayres. Ayres has a go. Held on the line by the defence. Oxford passes deep. Swain, cut out ball, not handled by Mitchell. Keebra Park are in possession yet again. Half comes up with it.
It was good work by Keebra Park. They were outnumbered in defence there, but at least they came up quickly and put some pressure on Farah. That forced the error. If you just stand back and say, well, I'm outnumbered, what will I do? It makes it easy for the attack. Keebra Park attacked with their defence, forced the turnover.
MAA proud to be associated with Schoolboy Rugby League, with Junior Rugby League, the Arrive Alive Cup. And this has just about been their best year. So some really good football played. And it does appear it's going to be Keebra Park against Endeavour. Queensland, New South Wales final. We like that. Here the ball is with Sullivan for Keebra Park. Held in the tackle of Lewis. Last tackle. And with Poland. Freddie's boxer goes deep. And Farah come up with it. Nice take at the back.
You mentioned it before, Vossi. The bench for Keebra has been outstanding. Campbell, McGill, DePaul and Sullivan have had a massive impact and influence on the result of this game.
I think it's Thompson who'll be called out for the high tackle here.
I understand that, and that's only going to be a penalty, okay? Hey,
It is a penalty. You still see it's some sort of positive. This late stage of the game, the match in hand, there's still lots of aggression being shown. Thompson still battles to win, personal battles. Gavin White kicking for line for Farah. He's not going to find it. Second time in the match they failed to do so. Parada with the ball for Keebra Park. West Tigers will be happy with what they're seeing. I told you at the top of the coverage, the affiliation started back in 2002, but they sport the Tigers logo on the shoulder. Half a dozen or so players under scholarship with the West Tigers.
I can count 8 of them, and they're 8 of the best, all on scholarship with the West Tigers. The NRL team has had such a great season this season. There's plenty of depth coming through.
I think, Gus, most of them Kiwis. You'd hope that down the track they'll pledge their allegiance to New Zealand, just like Benji Marshall did.
Yeah, exactly. We need New Zealand strong for international competition, but the West Tigers, their talent scouts in New Zealand, bring them over, stick them up there on the Gold Coast at Keebra Park, educate them in football and in life. It's a great program.
The thing about on the Gold Coast, they keep families together, they keep the mates together. It's not just a one-out signing. Here's the ball away for Lewis. Outside the 30-metre line, Farah. Love to post a try now. Rather than go home empty-handed, one of their best ever years in schoolboy footy. Semi-finals Uni Shield, semi-finals arrive alive. Here's Tom Alexander for them. 5 short of halfway. They've had the thrill of playing on Telstra Stadium as well. Hasler offloading, Zach Russ flicks inside with McKenzie. McKenzie held in the tackle of Wahongi Sia. Russ in a dummy half. Last tackle play. Russ decides to bomb. Not a great deal of enthusiasm in the chase this time. Back to catch it was Matenga. We've got a touch judge coming in from the far side. He spotted something. He sprinted in late in the game.
17.
And being called out will be Nathan Sullivan, so it'll be a penalty against Keebra.
Had enough time to pull out of it. You went on with that tackle.
Take the mark for me. I thought the tackle was late as well too. Where the ball landed, sorry, yeah. I thought the tackle was well late. He could have pulled out of it. The penalty's going to be up here where the ball landed.
So it's for a late tackle on the kick-up. Penalty where the ball landed. $15 metres out from the line. Farah. One last chance for points in this match. McHatton with a run. Taken to ground by Sullivan. 5 out from the line. Trailed 12-0 at half-time. Now staring at 22-0 on the scoreboard. Hasler has gone through his hands, fielded there by Lewis. Lewis is 12 away. He's still got to give a big pat on the back for the Keebra Park defence. They've forced the Farah side into errors. They're looking very disjointed right now, Farah. With it is McHatton. He's 7 metres away. Was taken low in the tackle of Retzlaff. Alexander, Hasler, a step and back inside. Risky ball out the back. Laurie's knocked it back. 15 men in the line. He just decides to kick. We covered up. They're all there. Wahongi Sia was there. Parada was there. Mutu was there.
And that's the sort of defensive attitude that wins competitions. We're set for a great cup final here this year. Endeavour up against Keebra Park. Keebra Park have shown me enough today to say that physically they can match it with the team from the Sutherland Shire. That'll be a great final.
We'll see it on Grand Final Day on Channel 9 as Damon Harth runs back for Keebra Park. That physical presence that extends to the backline. Players like Harth, like Parada, they are capable of causing some damage to Endeavour. The champion school. Now a run from McDonald. Offloaded as well. 35 metres from the line. The countdown on here. Final seconds of the semi-final. Kick over the top by Francis. Over the dead ball line. We've got a Queensland school through to the final. It is Keebra Park, and they have marched in impressive fashion. 4 tries to 0 against a very good rugby league side. Congratulations to their coach, Greg Linton. He's been a long-time servant of schoolboy footy. Our Rivalite player of the match today, the number 8 for Keebra Park. He's one of the West Tigers juniors in this side, Herman Retzlaff. He'll have a big role to play in the final. You'll see that next Sunday. Grand final day on Channel 9. We'll kick it all off with a final of the Arrive Alive Cup. It'll be Keebra Park State High taking on the defending champs Endeavour. Till then, on behalf of Freddie, Gus and the whole team here, enjoy your footy.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.